Okay, I guess we're getting started. Good morning, Danny.
Morning.
Okay, well, welcome to Lake Elsinore Networking and Property Preview Meeting. Calling it to order. That's my gavel. I'm surprised my dogs didn't bark. Okay, pledge allegiance. Okay, ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All righty. Regular housekeeping notes. We have a small group, so if you want to chime in and say anything, just do this or just talk. I don't think we'll have a problem. Is anybody brand new to the meeting?
Well, I'm not brand new, but it's been a while.
Okay, well, welcome back.
Yeah, Kirk Effinger, Windermere Homes and Estates, the Effinger Group, and yeah, good to see you guys today.
All righty. Okay, so we're ready for our affiliate spotlight, and I'll hand it over to Gordon Clark. I think you need to be able to share your screen. Is that correct?
Yes, please.
Okay.
By the way, show of hands, because a lot of you guys look very familiar to me. How many of you seen this presentation before?
I think so.
Okay. It's not as bad as I thought. I thought I was going to be presenting to the same group of people. I did modify it a little bit since last time. So let me go ahead and get this started. And we'll go here. Hopefully you can see the beginning of this presentation. And we'll go ahead and blow that up. So my name is Gordon Clark, and I am with the Southern California News Group. We are a local publisher of 11 daily newspapers in Southern California, which we've now kind of clustered together into different sub-news groups. And I'm primarily going to talk about the Inland Empire News Group. Other ones we have a news group along the Long Beach, Torrance area. Then we have the Orange County Register. We also have the Los Angeles News Group, and then the San Gabriel Valley News Group. But like I said, I'm going to focus on Inland Empire, which I figure is probably the most important to you guys. Of course, if anybody has any interest in any of those other markets, I'm glad to help you. So the Inland Empire News Group consists of primarily 3 large papers: the Press Enterprise, the Daily Bulletin, and the Sun. We also have the Redlands Daily Facts, but we sell that separately. When you buy an ad in any of these 3 primary papers, you actually appear in all 3 papers. So that's a really nice deal because you get this overall coverage. And then you see here that we have some information about our distribution. Let me see if I get my pointer going. So this is our daily distribution of about 61,000. You can see our Sunday distribution pretty much doubles. So I tend to try to talk to people about running Sunday. Saturdays, though, is still very important because, of course, especially if we ever get to where we can have open houses again, you're going to want to advertise those there. And just to understand, the daily distribution is an average. So Monday's distribution is far less than Saturday's distribution, and it blends together. And then we also have our readership, which is an estimate of how many people are actually reading the paper on any given day. And then one of the things a lot of people don't associate with us is online and digital advertising. So we have a good, strong online following. About 211,000 people follow us on Facebook. And then also we get a lot of traffic to our website. And you can see we're getting about 2.4 million unique visitors on the 3 websites that support these newspapers. And that generates about 5.4 million page views. And of course, we can help you advertise to our entire audience, both in print and online. Just to give you an idea of how we rank compared to our competition, we have about 3 times the distribution of the LA Times, which is our main competition in this area. And as I mentioned before, we have 3 newspapers that I'm going to be focusing most of my print conversation on. That's the Press Enterprise, the Sun, which is more in the San Bernardino area, and the Inland Valley Daily Bulletin, which kind of covers the Pomona area. On Saturday, we have a dedicated real estate section, and you can advertise anywhere from full pages to 8th pages. 8th page is roughly about 5 inches by 5 inches, so it's still a pretty good size. It's kind of like one get a lot when somebody's asking to advertise one property, and they just want to maybe place an ad real quick to make a client happy. So we get those kind of ads in there. But the ones that are more consistent where somebody's doing something a little more popular is actually the half-page size. And there's a good example of that right here. And that's because it's an opportunity to show several properties. And we can work with agents where they can chip in together to pay for one of these ad spots. So it's a good way to get out there and promote yourself. And once again, this pricing includes all 3 of the newspapers I mentioned. This is some of the other options we have. And one of the ones I wanted to highlight, especially right now, because what I'm getting a lot from both my agent customers, my broker customers, I shouldn't say both, because there's actually 3 categories I'm going to talk about, and that's also my new home builders, is the inventory issue. And for agents and brokers, an option that we offer are these business card size ads that run not in the real estate section, but they run in the news section. And the reason this is kind of a neat idea is because you can put your message out that, hey, I want your listing, to people who aren't already looking to shop for real estate. And so you can see I've got a few different samples here that ran recently. Obviously the bowling team, you got this lady who specializes in pedestrian, equestrian properties, sorry. And this is really affordable advertising. It's only $60 per week. There's a 4-week minimum to get started. It kind of runs until you cancel after that. And it's a color ad that, like I said, is in the news section. And the people who are reading the paper are pretty much, a good percentage are going to be 55 plus and are going to be homeowners. So this is a great way to reach out to somebody who might be thinking of downsizing. Other options that people don't always associate or think about when they think about advertising with us is flyers. And flyers are actually kind of a neat way to advertise with us because you can run in Sunday's paper where we have the higher distribution. And also that means we have more penetration into your market, but you can also zone it to the zip codes that are most relevant to you. So that means, if you just want to advertise in the Lake Elsinore area, we can actually put together an ad campaign that totally targets that area. And then your flyer is brought in with the newspaper when somebody's getting down for their sit down for their Sunday read. And then quick show of hands, how many people have seen a sticky note on front of a paper? Anybody? We're not supposed to say Post-it note because it's not a Post-it note, but it's essentially about the same size as one. And we stick that right in the front of the paper, usually in a place where somebody wants to read. And so the idea is to make them peel that piece of paper, that sticker off the paper. We can run those any day of the week. And once again, you can target the areas you want to run. So you don't have to go full distribute the sticky notes. So there's a couple different print options that may not be the first thing that comes to mind when you think about advertising in the paper. And by the way, if I have any affiliates on the line, a lot of these options are available to you as an affiliate as well. A little bit about our digital advertising. This gives you an overview of just how much traffic we're getting on our website. And I really don't want to neglect that we can help you advertise digitally as well as print. So the most obvious way to advertise with us digitally and to reach our audience is to advertise through banner campaigns. And here I have some examples. I really like this ad spot right here. And this is an example of Darlene Mays, who's an advertiser I have who works out at Laguna Woods here in Orange County. And so you can see we went with a larger format ad versus the normal box ad you're probably more familiar with. And we ran that in the upper right-hand corner of the articles on desktop and mobile. I'm sorry, desktop. On mobile, the first ad that's kind of large in size is this more box ad, but we put that in the article. So the idea is I like to put them higher up on the page so people don't just scroll right past them, and that increases their visibility. She had a really great response on this ad. And so she now periodically will, when she gets a new listing that's, you know, a little more substantial, she'll go ahead and run a banner campaign with me as well. One of the nice things we can do is we can target geography once again. So this was in Laguna Woods. So all these banners were only seen by our readers in the South County area. I can also target demographically. So Laguna Woods, if you're not familiar with it, is a 55+ community. So we added a filter so only our readers who are 55+ in the Southern Orange County area will see this banner. And so they're not wasting this banner on somebody who's, a millennial coming in from Yorba Linda. This was really targeted. She got a really good response. But similarly, we have these kind of banners where you can, reach people in the real estate market. We have a section on our site dedicated to housing. The Orange County Register is actually one of the few newspapers in the country that still does quite a bit of news on what's going on in the real estate market. We have 3 dedicated real estate reporters. They kind of changed the name to housing now because they kind of started focusing on the things like the housing shortage that you guys were discussing earlier. And they're also talking a little bit about how things are going on in this market that we're all in, this COVID that never seems to want to go away. Other ways we can do things is we can do email. We have an email newsletter that's dedicated to real estate news. Comes out 3 times a week. It's called Homestretch, and it goes out to about 10,000 people who've subscribed to it. Actually, we're over 10,000 now. And what's nice about that, and while there's no way, because we don't farm our customers or our readers for information about themselves, but you have to assume that somebody who signs up for a real estate newsletter there's a good percentage of those people that are in the industry. And so if you have a business to business message, you actually get 2 ad spots on this newsletter for $250. And this goes out 3 times a week. So $250 is per distribution, but you get one thing that kind of looks like another article. We call it a sponsored content ad spot, and another one that's an ad that's at the bottom. It's essentially the same size as this ad right here. And then finally, you can advertise to our social media audience because we will do a sponsored post to our social media audience. So if you wanted to reach our social media audience, we can help you do that. And then we have a whole slew of digital advertising that's outside of our newspaper audience. We can put together banner ads that target people who are in the real estate or who are shopping for real estate. We can put together email blasts for people who look like they're shopping for mortgages. I just did that recently for a customer. I'm also working with a remodeling company, and we targeted people who were homeowners around their location because they pretty much focus on South Orange County and have been in their home over 10 years. They got a huge response. And then we also did what we call a back report where we actually got a list of their customers. And of course, we did this all with high confidentiality. And we were able to see that something like 20% of the people we were reaching matched their customers. Or I'm sorry, flip that. 20% of their customers were people we were reaching, which told us we were reaching the right audience for who she wants to do with her. She does very high-end kitchen and bathroom remodeling. I'm talking 6 figures, not 5. So these are all different ways we can help people market themselves online. And going even beyond that, we have our ad taxi division, which gets into helping people with search, helping people with doing more advanced digital advertising. Like I'm sure you guys have all been on like an Amazon.com, looked at a product, and next thing you know, that product's following you all over the internet. We can actually do things like that, but with your homes. So moving quickly along, we also have a Spanish newspaper. If that's an audience you want to reach, it's a Spanish language newspaper. We have it in 3 markets. In the Inland Empire, the newspaper is called La Prensa. So if you want to reach out to that community, if you have a need for that, we can definitely help you. And well, that's pretty much it. There's other things we can always talk about. I'm here to help you. The programs I like to put together for my customers are custom made. I'm not a cookie cutter kind of guy because everybody else here has a different need. You may have a business to consumer message or trying to reach out to promote a property, or you may have a business to business message where if you're a mortgage lender who's trying to increase their awareness, say with real estate agents, we have different options for you. So if you are interested in advertising and want to look at what we can do for you, what I really am hoping to get out of it is not sale, because I would be really shocked if anybody's ready to sign on the dotted line right now, but to get a phone call or an email and set up a time where we can discuss what might be best for you. Does anybody have any questions?
I do, Gordon.
Yes.
Gordon,
Yeah.
is there any kind of a setup fee in addition to the prices that you quoted for the ads?
No. We do help you with putting the ad together with creative services. I mean, I always warn everybody, we're not an ad agency. You know, you're not going to have like a team of people working on your ad. But the ads we put together are nice, and they're there to present the information in a nice, clean manner. Yeah, we definitely help you with that, and there's no additional cost.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thanks for the question. Anything else? All right, then I am going to get out of my presentation. Oh, I guess somebody did it for me. And if anybody needs anything, I'm going to leave my contact information. Unfortunately, I do have another meeting I need to pop into this morning, but I'm going to leave my contact information in the chat. And of course, if anybody needs me, Stephanie also has my contact information. Stephanie, thank you so much for inviting me to talk to the group.
Thank you for coming. That was great.
Thank you.
Something a little different than usual. So that was very nice. Thank you. Okay, so we'll move right along then to our Did You Know section. 202 closed transactions between February 8th and February 14th. So the market is still kicking right along. I myself, I've noticed that I'm receiving a whole heck of a lot more of people calling me with listing questions, and MLS seems to be really ramping up. So it's my impression that it looks like there may be more listings coming on the market. And so perhaps we're shaken out of the tightness that we've seen as far as listing goes, hopefully. So that's my, I don't have any science to back it up, but as far as I do MLS, and I've been getting a bajillion more phone calls from people who are inputting listings, a lot more listing and, you know, stuff going on. So that's my hopes. Today's properties. I don't think, do we have anybody from any of the committees here today? I don't think we do. Okay. So education and events, we got stuff coming up. I know we have blood drives coming up. We have a flyer for that in our little presentation this morning. Leadership Academy, those have resumed. You know, that's all I have to say about that. But okay, here's our information about our blood drive. I'm hearing that due to the pandemic, of course, blood is in short supply. Not as many people are giving blood. Of course, we're not getting out there and circulating as much as we used to. Is there any way to make that bigger? Marietta Donor Center, it's not at our association offices like it has been in the past. This flyer's on our website. Also, I believe we've put it out through our Facebook page and everything. So if you need more information or you want to have a flyer for your office or whatever, just let us know and we'll shoot one out to you. Okay, yep, Leadership Academies classes have resumed. So if you are interested in those, we have those. And I think the next screen is the SIG classes, which are also all on the calendar now too. I believe we didn't have them on the calendar till about 2 weeks ago. So all those are coming up. Best practices working with sellers. If you haven't, we have members that, even though they've already got their SIG designation, take some of these classes every single year, like the RPA class, even though they've already taken them, because things change every year. So there's something valuable to learn, even if you've already taken the class last year. This year is completely different than last year. Top producers panel. This is really great. I believe you get to ask questions. I think we have, who do we have here? Is it all brokers or do we have like lenders and escrow people? I believe we do.
All agents.
Oh, it's all agents this time? Okay. Those are always really interesting though, to get the perspective of some of the top brokers and what they're doing in this market. And that's put on by YPN. And then for some fun, we have our virtual bingo. That's coming up on February 25th. That's always fun. I mean, we can't do it in person. Who knows? It might be more fun virtually. You get to sit in your living room and eat and drink.
There's going to be a lot of prizes given out during that bingo. It's going to be a good event. Every time we have the bingo out in Hammett, we usually fill up the
auditorium there.
Or our place that we have out in Hammett. But this time, I think we're going to have about 150, probably close to 150 people logging on.
Great. Yeah, I mean, everybody has fun at the bingo. So I may have to buy into that this year. I need some fun. I don't think we have any town crier business, do we, Wendy? I don't think so. Not today. There are a few dates still open for any affiliates. I believe they're towards the end of the year, October, November, December for the most part. But I mean, if anybody wants to find out about what's open, I'll be more than happy to give you those dates. And it has been a pleasure to see you all. I get kind of lonesome in my house here, so this is kind of a godsend. Hello! You actually get to see people besides my neighbors. I'm tired of my neighbors. I love your mountains back there. Is that a wall, Kirk, or is that an actual live?
No, it's not live. It's a picture from one of my walks.
Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah. I love it when the mountains are covered with snow.
I know. I lived in Corona for a few years, and I had from the upstairs just this beautiful view of all the mountains, and oh my goodness, it was just breathtaking. So thanks for that.
You bet.
All right, I guess we're going to adjourn unless anybody has anything else they want to input for today. And thank you all for coming. I know we're a short a small group here, but I think as the market loosens up a little bit, we'll have more people joining. Lake Elsinore used to get, you know, a few more people than this. So I think we're starting to shake loose a little bit, and perhaps we'll have more people plugging their listings in the next few
Sure,
months.
I'm 5'10".
What?
Who are you calling short? I'm 5'10".
Oh. Yeah, I don't think any of us are short. I don't know, Robin, how tall are you? 5'4"? 5'2". My
I'm short.
mom was 5'2". I love that. Yay.
You guys have a good day.
All righty, you
Bye,
too.
everybody.
Bye. Thanks for coming.